because that team desperately needed someone like Patrick Beverley to slow down Jason Terry.
Magic, what do you expect from LeBron tonight? I want to see him, Stewart, have some fun, get into his defense, because the key is, can he stop Jason Terry?
All right, welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope you all are having a good night so far. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. So I wanted to check out this video from Cosgrove. This one is titled "The Tiny Moments That Completely Rewrote NBA History." I don't know what much to say about the intro. Is when it comes to a Cosgrove video, you know we're gonna get like 5 or 6 stories, like mini stories. And they're all going to be pretty fantastic. And more than likely, half of those at least are going to be stories that you didn't know about, or I didn't know about, or, you know, it's the comment sections are always filled with like, oh man, I didn't know that. And I don't know how Cosgrove does it, but I'm a big fan of his channel because of it. He sees the stuff between the stuff, if that makes sense. So anyways, as I always do, I'm going to link the original video down below in the description. So check out his channel if you guys want to see more content like this, because he's got a lot of good stuff on his channel. Also, you see a list of channel members. Shout out to channel members. I appreciate you guys. Without further ado, I say let's get right into it, huh? Like the vid if you could. Hit that hype button if you could. I'd appreciate it. And let's learn some stuff. Larry Bird.
The crazy thing about the NBA is that it isn't always shaped by blockbuster trades or superstar decisions. Sometimes it all comes down to the tiny moments nobody thinks twice about. A random injury, a split-second decision, a front office hesitation, and suddenly the entire league's timeline gets thrown off course. Today, we're looking at some of the NBA's biggest what-ifs, the sliding door moments where something small could have changed everything. Because in the NBA, even the smallest twists can create a massive ripple effect.
Awesome intro. All right, let's go.
In the early 1990s, Shaquille O'Neal and the notorious B.I.G., aka Biggie Smalls, were both rising icons in their own lanes. The two were fans of each other's work, and over time, they built a genuine friendship. That bond even led to a collaboration, with Biggie hopping on a track for one of Shaq's albums. Fast forward to March 6, 1997, Shaq was in Los Angeles celebrating his 25th birthday. That night, he met up with Biggie, and the two planned to meet again at the Soul Train Music Awards after party happening just 2 days later.
On a cold white suit and with the white hat and all that. I put some headphones on. I was actually on my way. I was dressed, ready to go.
But that second meetup never happened because Shaq accidentally fell asleep. He slept straight through the entire party. And it wasn't until the next morning when a call from his mother woke him up with devastating news.
She said, "Did you go to the party?" And I'm like, "No, what are you talking about?" She said, "You know your friend was shot."
Biggie had been killed in the early hours of March 9th, 1997.
Holy crap, it was that night? God, I'm just fresh off of finishing the Puffy documentary too. Wow.
Shortly following the after party that Shaq was supposed to be at, a car pulled up alongside the SUV Biggie was riding in and opened fire. And just like that, one of hip-hop's greatest voices was gone. To this day, Shaq still wrestles with the what-ifs. He wonders if he could have somehow prevented Biggie's death if he had been there.
I think that man would have changed things. If Shaq would have said, "You know what? I'm gonna come with y'all." I'm sure him and Big would have rode together. I definitely think if Shaq would have been there, it definitely would have changed. Definitely would have changed.
I mean, after watching the documentary and everything I know about it now, I don't think it would have. I can't fathom how it would have changed things, because the hit was called, and we all know who sent Biggie into that enemy territory like that. It's messed up. I hope he gets a lot more in 5 years, man, or 4 years.
And naturally, when people imagine that scenario, they always picture themselves stepping in as the hero. I don't fault Shaq for that at all, but there's another angle people don't talk about.
I mean, the thing is if he was in that car, that's the deal. Like, if the hit was called and he was in the car too, I think we would have lost Shaq that night as well. Like, how else do you get around it? I can't see it. I can't believe he was supposed to be at this party, man.
What if Shaq had become a victim too? What if the roles were reversed and Biggie survived while spending years wishing he never invited Shaq to that party? Or even worse, what if both of them were killed that night? As an NBA fan, I can't...
That's true. That's true too. Because, I mean, honestly, like, a hit like that, they're gonna just try to mow down the entire car and get everybody in the car. But if you only had enough time to go after one person, you're going after the big dude. And Biggie's a big dude, but so is Shaq, so it might get a little confusing.
Help but to think about how history would have changed if Shaq had been shot and killed. That's immediately where my mind went the first time I heard this story. And while Biggie's death is heartbreaking on its own, a part of me is genuinely thankful that Shaq fell asleep. I understand why Shaq doesn't view it that way. It's human to wonder if you could have made a difference, but I know for a fact his mother must have felt a wave of relief when he answered the phone, because she knew he had planned to be at that same party. Looking back, it truly was a blessing that Shaq took that unplanned nap. He might not see it as a blessing, but I'm sure the people who love him do, because without that moment of pure accident, who knows how NBA history would have unfolded.
Man, all I have to say about that is the amazing talent that that son of a bitch took away from the world right in the beginning too, right when they were making waves, and they were real ones too, not fake ones like himself. And he would end up, leading a generation of phony ones just like himself. And I'm talking about Puffy. He got rid of the real talent to make room for his fake ass. And the rap scene has never been the same after that. Oh, man. So we know at least two greats were taken out by this fool. And it could have been Shaq, too. Man. And we're thinking about letting him out. We're going to let him out in a couple of years, huh? That's to be the biggest mistake ever. We can't let a guy... I don't know. I would never let a guy like that out. No. What's he going to do? What's he going to do back in society? Who's he going to kill next?
Patrick Beverley has played for 7 different NBA teams throughout his career, but what a lot of people don't know is that he almost started his journey on one of the most iconic squads of all time, the 2010 Miami Heat with LeBron James.
Now this Cosgrove video is blowing my mind, because literally I just got done watching the Puffy documentary. And then just a couple days ago, I reacted to this event again for the first time in like 15 years. So what the hell, Cosgrove?
Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Coming out of Arkansas, Pat Bev wasn't exactly high on NBA radars, but the Miami Heat saw something in him. They brought him into training camp, and Beverley immediately made an impression. He earned a roster spot and even appeared in a few preseason games. It looked like he was in.
I didn't know this.
Damn, I'm in the NBA. It's official. Mind you, LeBron is there and everything. The decision, I'm part of that team. I'm ecstatic. Not only I'm on the Heat, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and D Wade is here. Signed contract. Damn, I'm really a part of this. I'm here.
But fate had other plans. And the crazy part is, the thing that derailed him wasn't even his fault. During a preseason practice, the Heat were running a 3-on-3 drill. LeBron was dominating, and head coach Eric Spoelstra wanted someone to step up and try to stop him. That's when Mike Miller volunteered.
Practicing. We do a drill, like a 3-on-3 drill. Can't nobody stop LeBron. He's having his way. Spo goes, someone step up, guard LeBron. Mike Miller goes, I got him, coach. Everybody looking like, fuck?
Almost instantly, disaster struck. Miller's thumb got caught in LeBron's jersey, and he ended up breaking it on his shooting hand, knocking him out for months. The Heat suddenly needed a veteran wing who could play right away, and Jerry Stackhouse was that emergency signing. To make room for Stackhouse, Miami had to cut someone, and that someone was Patrick Beverley.
Bron does move. Mike Miller hands get caught on Bron. Either broke thumb or something, hand injury. He's out. They need bigger guard. They cut the guy who makes the least on the contract. Me. I'm out the league that fast. Because he wanted to be, Mike Miller wanted to all of a sudden be all defensive one day.
Looking back at how the 2011...
I mean, you can't give Mike Miller crap for that, man. Coach asked someone to step up, and he stepped up. I respect that. That's unfortunate, though, the way that happened. I had no idea. So this is 2 for 2. 2 stories. I had no idea any of this ever happened.
NBA Finals played out. It's hard not to wonder. The Heat were torched by Jason Terry that series. Maybe Beverley locks him up. Maybe Terry doesn't explode the way he did.
But I thought LeBron can guard 1 through 5. So why didn't he? I'm just kidding. In reality, we know LeBron sucks at defense. Could Pat Bev have helped? Yeah, but then he'd have to be a starter. So I don't know, like at that, his rookie season and all that, if you really want him to be your starter in that position. But if you needed him to lock up Jason Terry, I mean, a lot better odds doing that than putting LeBron James on him. Like, no sarcasm. I'm just being genuine here. Like, LeBron got cooked.
Maybe that changes everything. That offseason, Miami drafted Norris Cole, who eventually helped them win the 2012 championship, a role that could have belonged to Beverly. Instead, Pat Bev went overseas, battled his way back, and finally got another NBA shot in 2012 with the Houston Rockets. And from the minute he stepped on the court, he made sure everyone remembered his name. He quickly became one of the league's most feared defenders.
He's in jail now, right?
Clearly fueled by what happened in Miami.
Second quarter, Beverly throws it down. Great crossover by Beverly.
Now, I played for Miami. With LeBron, they cut me. LeBron got there, they cut me. I remember like it was yesterday, so yeah, it's a chip on my shoulder.
I was cut by the Heat.
So that history you have with the Heat, that gave you some extra motivation, extra juice tonight?
Of course. I'm shocked that I, even kept my composure.
And while Mike Miller would later come up huge for the Heat in the 2012 and 2013 finals, you could argue he also indirectly cost them the 2011 title, because that team desperately needed someone like Patrick Beverly to slow down Jason Terry.
Magic, what do you expect from LeBron tonight? I want to see him, Stewart, have some fun. Get into his defense, because the key is, can he stop Jason Terry?
That's so funny.
The one...
And I love how Magic boards it, because this is in the 2011 finals when he's choking. Scored 11 total points in the fourth quarter in the finals. Like, he was choking. This is the biggest choke job we've ever seen by a superstar. And Magic is just saying, like, I want to see him have some fun, play some defense, because LeBron didn't smile that whole time. He was like stuck in his own head, and it was the most awkward thing to watch. Like, revisiting, if you ever go back and watch that series, it's really awkward to watch LeBron, because it's like he's not even mentally there at all. So I get what Magic is saying. Hey, man, loosen up. You're in the NBA Finals. This is what it's all about. It's what you've been dreaming of your whole life. Let loose. Have fun.
Can he stop Jason Terry?
No, he can't.
The one thing missing from Charles Barkley's legendary resume is an NBA championship. But here's the crazy part. That gap might have been filled if the Philadelphia 76ers hadn't backed out of a trade at the absolute last second. As we all know...
Okay, I actually know about this one. I know about this one because I've listened to Charles Barkley for so many years now.
Barkley was eventually shipped to the Phoenix Suns in June of 1992. He immediately won league MVP and led the Suns to the NBA Finals in the first season he was there. But what most people don't know is that before Phoenix ever came into the picture, the Sixers came incredibly close to sending him to the Lakers instead. And when I say close, I mean his agent literally called him and told him the deal was basically done.
Yep.
So what does Barkley do?
Drunk.
He starts celebrating, drinking, excited that he's finally getting out of Philadelphia. But just 3 hours later, the phone rings again. The trade fell through at the last minute. Suddenly, not only was he not getting traded to the Lakers, he actually had to suit up and play for Philly that same night while still intoxicated from his early celebration.
I got a call from my agent first thing in the morning. He says, we think the Sixers and the Lakers have a deal. And he says, I said, the deal done? He says, yes, the deal is done. So we went out and started celebrating. And then about 3 hours later, I get a call from my agent saying the Sixers backed out of the deal. I have never drank before a game before, but that's the only time I've ever did it in my life. I don't even remember the game.
Now the question is,
I couldn't imagine playing a basketball game drunk. Like, what the hell?
Exactly did this all happen? While researching this story, I kept running into two possible timelines, either the late 1980s or 1992. Every interview where Barkley talks about it, he always says the 1980s.
And what year is this?
Somewhere in the mid-80s.
Okay, so you're in Philly.
Yeah.
Definitely not the mid-80s. That's when you were drafted.
It was in the late 80s.
Late 80s.
Because I didn't get traded the first time until 92, but it was in the late 80s, like 88, 89, 90. I think that's when the Pistons were the champions.
But
Okay, when the Pistons were the champions. So 89, 90, right in that range. You're looking at an MVP Magic Johnson at that point.
Every article I came across all say 1992 specifically, but honestly, no matter which year it was, Barkley likely ends up with a ring in either scenario.
For James Worthy. Wow. That's shocking too. I mean, that's shocking on the Lakers end more so than Philly's end, because Barkley wanted out of there. Damn.
If the deal went down.
Wait. 1992. Barkley said that in 92. So what is the real? But okay, he was officially traded to the Suns in 1992. And he's saying it was a couple of years before that when the Pistons were winning championships. So it's not 1992. It can't be. It's got to be 89, 90, right in that range. Unless he's just remembering the timeline wrong.
Year it was, Barkley likely ends up with a ring in either scenario. If the deal went down in the late 80s, look how dominant the Lakers were at that time. Teaming Barkley with Magic Johnson, a guy who elevated everyone around him, could have easily led to an extra championship or two for the Lakers. Maybe the Bulls don't win their first title in 1991. Maybe that entire timeline shifts. But if the trade actually almost happened in 1992, then things get even more interesting. It's not unrealistic to think Barkley could have eventually overlapped with the Shaq and Kobe era. Remember, Chuck was still an all-star during the 1996-97 season, which is the year both Shaq and Kobe arrived in LA. Barkley didn't retire until the 1999-2000 season, the same season the Lakers won the first of 3 straight titles. So whichever timeline you want to imagine, whichever alternate universe you go with, the odds of Charles Barkley winning at least one championship skyrocket. He's already considered one of the greatest players we've ever seen, but a ring would have elevated him even further in the all-time conversation.
I mean, it's always interesting to think about the timeline there, but okay, if Chuck was there, Magic still would have had to retire after 91. So by 1992, it's Chuck's team. Shaq could get there in 96, and it could still the two of them could be doing their thing. But would Kobe Bryant ever get drafted? Probably not. Probably not, because they wouldn't be that terrible. You know, Chuck might be able to get them into the playoffs or at least close to the playoffs, but they wouldn't have had one of the top picks in order to get Kobe, in my opinion. But it's damn interesting because we definitely would have had a couple years with Magic and Barkley, and then we would have had a couple. You know, his twilight years would have been with Prime Shaq, so that definitely could have gotten interesting. And you know, they'd have like Nick Van Exel and like Cedric Ceballos at that time. Could have been an interesting squad. What's his name? Jones. Why am I forgetting your first name right now? What a shame. The brain. Come on, man. It's gone.
It's no secret that Larry Bird dealt with some serious back issues throughout the later stages of his career. And while most people automatically assume that his chronic back pain came from the wear and tear of NBA basketball, that's not exactly where the story begins.
Okay, I know this story too. So yeah, I'm at typical. I know half of the stories from a Cosgrove video. The other half, I had no idea.
During the 1985 offseason, Bird's mother mentioned that she needed a new driveway. Now, Bird could have easily paid professionals to handle it no problem, but in classic Larry fashion, he insisted on doing the job himself.
Larry decides to do it himself. This is Larry Bird, the superstar, out there breaking his back, literally.
He spent days shoveling gravel, and in the process, he seriously hurt his back. From that moment on, things were never the same.
He had lost the structural stability in his spine.
Now, he did go on to win another MVP and another NBA championship literally the next season, but the pain never really went away.
Larry had 2 jobs his last 7 years of playing. It was playing basketball, and then it was him being committed to taking care of his back.
It got so bad that he couldn't even sit on the bench during games.
Yeah.
He had to lay on the floor just to relieve the pressure.
Every time. Yeah, we saw Steve Nash at the end of his career had to do that too on the sidelines.
I would play. I was wondering if I was going to be in a wheelchair. Was I ever going to be able to, you know, walk on the beach or hold my kids.
And sure, the back injury wasn't the only thing he dealt with during his career.
Yeah, you guys, this is why, I mean, a lot of people don't understand how much pain he was in, but this is why he said, when referring to Len Bias, if Len Bias didn't die and he ended up being as good as everyone thought he was going to be, Larry Bird was ready to retire right there. So he was drafted in 1986, And, you know, Larry Bird just had like a godly year in 86, but he was in so much pain that he was just looking for someone else to leave the team, you know, leave it in someone else's hands. And he was hoping that was going to be Len Bias. But then, you know, the tragedy happened and Len Bias was no more. So Bird felt an obligation to stick to it and continue playing. But he was really done. You know, he retired officially in 92, I believe. But 6 years prior to that, he was in so much pain, he wanted to walk away.
Other injuries were manageable. His back, though, was the one thing that never fully healed.
Achilles wasn't going to be me, but the back's got me. I couldn't get up and down the court like I wanted to. I always felt that I could get, that once I had surgery and I was feeling good, I could get back to where I was at because I can get myself in shape and I can prepare myself. But once my back started acting up again, I couldn't do that. And after that, it was all downhill. I thought that it would pass eventually.
It shaved years off his prime, and ultimately it shortened his career, which officially came to an end in 1992. Now, calling this a what if might sound like a stretch, because Bird had already accomplished so much before the injury. Normally, what ifs are reserved for players whose careers were derailed before they ever had the chance to achieve greatness. But still, there's nothing wrong with wondering just how much more dominant Larry could have been. How much further could he have pushed his legacy? How much stronger would his case be in the GOAT debate if his back never gave out?
Man, great video. Great video as always, Cosgrove. Man, the Larry Bird thing, man, like, when I hear him say, like, I thought it would eventually go away, it, like, resonates with me so much. I remember, man, it's been a long time now. Let's say I was probably like 32 years old, so about 10 years ago, at least 10 years ago, I pinched my sciatica. I was literally just working, nothing too crazy, but I think like there was too much of a load on my body in general on a daily basis at this stage of my life. So I pinched a nerve and, you know, got it looked at, and it was like, okay, yeah, sciatic nerve pinch, blah, blah, blah. Did all my research, and I was in a ton of pain, man. Ton of constant pain. The whole left side of my body was just like, it felt like it was on fire constantly. I went down the road of like seeing if like a surgery can help, but a surgery was like very low probability of helping. And even if it's a successful one, high chances the problem comes back, and then low odds I could end up like being paralyzed. So I'm like, I better just hope this goes away over time, right? Well, here I am 10 years later telling you the pain did not go away. The whole left side of my body still feels like it's on fire, from my left hand all the way down to the bottom of my foot, and it's been a continuous thing. All that happens is you learn how to manage the pain. You learn how to like silence that part of your brain that's telling you like, ow, ow, ow. You know, it's messed up, but you know, meditation does help and stuff like that. But yeah, I know what he's saying, because like you think like it's okay, it's got to go away, right? It's got to heal. Nah, man, nerve problems, I think they're here. You got them, they're here, unless you can get them surgically repaired, and even then it seems like it's not high success rate. So anyways, what if? Yeah, Larry Bird is the weirdest what if, and so is Magic Johnson. Both of those guys, if they got to like play out a full healthy career, how much more damage could they have done in the NBA, man? Like, like imagine in a world with no HIV, and Magic Johnson is coming off of MVP seasons, and all of a sudden he's got Charles Barkley with him over there or whatever, you know, and they're rocking, you know, winning a couple more championships. Michael Jordan doesn't get to win championships yet. Like, NBA history would have been completely different. And also Boston, they could have won a couple of more championships after that 86 mark, because I think that was the last one they won, right? But anyways, with a healthy Larry Bird, like, they easily could have won a couple more championships too in the late 80s, early 90s. So yeah, it's definitely a big what if. But yeah, that Biggie Shaq story, that one hits right now. Like, that one hits after everything I've learned. Wow, man, I can't believe, like, that night, that historic night, Shaquille O'Neal was supposed to be hanging with Biggie. Like, shoot, it's crazy. It's a tragedy what happened. I'm glad it wasn't even a worse tragedy if Shaq would have got hit too. So anyways, with that, man, can you guys imagine? Anyways, I'm gonna head out. I can't wait to see you guys in the comments. I'm sure most of you have watched what I have watched, and I am watching my words carefully because I'm hoping I'm not shadow banned anymore. Y'all know that guy is directly related to the ban. So anyways, guys, I'll see you in the comments. It's safer in there, okay? All right, peace out, everybody. Like the vid if you could, hit that hype button if you could, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, and hit that bell if you want to get notified for my videos. Maybe I haven't been on your algorithm for a while because of the ban, but hopefully if you're hearing my voice right now, that means I'm back in, and yeah, hit that bell if you want to get notified from the next one, so YouTube doesn't play their typical games of keeping me off of your feed. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you all. Happy holidays. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Have a peaceful night, okay? And most importantly, is to be water, my friends.